last topic here.
Is it the last?
Personal
It is
fan
the
of this one.
Yeah, see, I
Okay.
curated each article to everyone's interest.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
My so
This one is
so
of particular interest
right.
to yours
You can't.
truly.
Dolphins coming to Steam. Apparently, I was very surprised when I read this. I'm shocked that Nintendo isn't going to or hasn't yet tried to like stop this from happening. But Dolphin, which is like
Okay,
I imagine
so
is the most popular emulator, right? Like ever.
it's one of the more well-known ones. So because Dolphin handles both Wii and GameCube, and I want to maybe say Wii U. I could be wrong about that though. But it's basically one of the more popular emulators out there for being able to, actually run these games. Uh, as far as the legality question of it and why Nintendo isn't, just throwing their meat around because apparently they just own the entire industry now.
Mm-hmm.
See, the thing about emulation is it's legal as long as you rip the stuff yourself from a copy that you own. You are allowed to do with that copy what you want to do with. You just cannot redistribute that. And that's where the legality of this comes into play. So,
which is a topic that we have previously discussed on a 4-man.
I just don't like. I understand that like he's legally allowed to. The problem is that I just think Nintendo will try and find whatever way they can to stop it from happening.
They can if they want, but how are they going to do that when they already have something like RetroArch on the platform?
2 words.
Right.
Nintendo ninjas. They will
again.
Attack you in
they can't do anything about it if maybe you've got failing hardware. They can't do anything about that if this software is free for starters, and B, it's being used through your own stuff that you ripped yourself. Like, they can't really do anything about that. They have to go after the user or the end user if they want to do that. Dolphin is well within their rights to do that if something like RetroArch is supported on Steam, because you can emulate Nintendo games there too. Why haven't they done anything about that?
Right. I think this is going to open up a whole new generation of players for older games, because like I think people will just see that Dolphin's more readily available. Not that it was hard to get, but like if it's not on like a Steam page, for example,
yeah, there's some copies of games out there that are just ridiculous in price. I mean,
right.
You've got copies of, not even on this platform itself, like copies of Panzer Dragoon for the Saturn. Like, it's over $1,000 for a copy.
Really?
Fire Emblem Path of Radiance is at least a couple of hundred. And some people aren't going to want to pay that price. So, naturally, they're going to turn to the only avenue available to them.
That's like the last GameCube game I need for my collection. And it's just, I cannot pull the trigger on it. It's too expensive every time I see it.
It's just how it happens.
But
with the Dolphin release on Steam, for anybody out there that's interested in emulating these, the Steam description will boast about how it can play classics from the big ends, cube-shaped, and motion-controlled consoles in 4K with modern controller support. I have tested that and confirmed. Hacked widescreen and HD texture packs, I have also seen. Better frame rates, can confirm. Local multiplayer, can confirm. Save states, well, I mean, that's par for the course with emulation, but, same with these next two. Slow motion and turbo button presses. The big point to this is that they do not come with or will allow this Steam release of it to pirate any Nintendo games. The position it's taking to defend itself is that it's a tool to run legally obtained copies of these games, which you can do. Mm-hmm. We will see. Time will tell if they will be able to, actually get away with this. But I think that being able to preserve the past is an important thing. And if there's one thing I absolutely cannot stand about Nintendo, it's that they refuse to acknowledge past titles. They will, but they will, but they will go about it in the worst possible ways, because we've all seen how horrible the Switch emulation is compared to just going out and doing it yourself.
Right.
But what's really interesting to me on this is, what is this going to mean for the Steam Deck when that drops?
I think emulation is going really ham on Steam Deck. Like, there's a lot of different ones on the Steam Deck particularly. I think they're going to keep it in mind. I think we already have. I think Steam Deck people have a way to run Dolphin on it already, just not like officially.
Yeah, you usually have to, since it's basically, I believe it's running off of a Linux boot in the first place. There are ways to do that so that you can boot into that.
Yeah, it's indirect means, so.
But for the average consumer that decides to buy a Steam Deck and doesn't want to go through all the gymnastics required to do something like that, absolutely mod everything. I think it's a really good thing for Steam Deck users that don't want to get their feet, or that want to get their feet wet and that kind of stuff, but don't really want to bother with all the bells and whistles that come with it.
Real quick, as a side note, I don't want to distract too much from the conversation, but that comment about mod the hell out of it was don't need to know, or as we have tried to eloquently say, don't need to now. Says
fuck now, but go ahead.
Yeah, fuck you, Rob. Says that they personally would love to see us do a Left 4 Dead live 4-man.
I think that would be fun if we did
modded.
And then that's where the mod the hell out of it came from.
I'm going to take this as my requirement for us doing this. If we want to do this, the flashlights need to project the Doge icon.
Okay.
And then I'll be on board for it.
Rob, you pick the mods and set it up and we'll play.
Why don't we just play Back 4 Blood?
No. They want to see us play that
because I want to play Left 4 Dead 2.
Same room. That's what Don't Need to Know wants is that was their recommendation for a 4-man in-person playthrough is
Coach's Basic Infected.
Left 4 Dead. So I mentioned that I'm trying to get you guys to play Left 4 Dead or Left 4 Dead 2 on PC so that we can all play it together. Or Left 4 Dead 2 at least, or at the very least Back 4 Blood. Like, I'm still waiting for Sea of Thieves. Don't you fucking get me started. This is another game. We can play on any
Friday.
Oh my god! How many more times are you gonna say "Don't get me started" and then blah 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 exposition blah blah blah? I'm going to vlog about my life for 30 minutes.
Here it comes.
And make
You're gonna see Rob freak out.
Hey Rob.
Yeah,
come on. Have you downloaded Sea of Thieves yet?
No. You want to know why?
Yeah,
I'm doing
fuck you, Rob.
To piss you off. The fuck you.
Okay, things are a little heated.
I thought he was going to say the thing to trigger Rob.
No, not
He's
yet.
been working on it all day.
Not yet. I'm now savoring that shit, Derek.
No, you're going to savor it. You couldn't savor your last relationship, you fucktard. Don't come at me with that shit.
Oh my god. Shots fired. Okay,
no.
Moving
on.
Oh
wait, if we're firing shots. No, you said shots fired. Rob, when was your last relationship?
We're not going to talk about that. That's voluntarily by choice. Voluntarily by choice.
Like
voluntarily by choice.
Still.
Hey, Rob.
Okay, that's unsanitary, and now you have COVID. Anyway, back to Dolphin. Are you gonna?
But anyway,
yo, I'm down. I want to play Sea of Thieves so bad.
Okay, no, you've had your half an hour. This is mine and Derek's time.
Fuck you.
But yeah, back to Dolphin.
Yeah, Dolphin. Yes, please.
I would love to play games on the go. Like this would make me want to get a Steam Deck if everything could work as smoothly as it claims. I'd imagine you'd be able to run games smoothly even on the Steam Deck, considering all the games are, Wii and below. Does Dolphin also do Wii U?
Well, I don't think Dolphin does Wii U. The article specifically states that it's
Wii and GameCube.
Yeah, pretty much Wii and GameCube. I can give you an idea of what those file sizes would look like, or what they are, actually, I should say, if you give me like 1 second to go through my files here real quick of legally acquired games. Absolutely. Typical game seems to be on average about, I want to say like a gig and a half. So, I mean, comparing that to the other stuff that's out there and,
right,
recent file sizes and nowadays, I feel like even that with reduced hardware, that's still a strong possibility. And I think that would really, really go in the Steam Deck's favor for something like that. I think that would be really cool.
I don't think it's really a memory issue. I'm thinking more of the hardware, because you can easily put an SD card in. Bam, you have like a terabyte of storage now. But
I don't think the storage was the main point I was really concerned with, since that's already got expandable storage. The performance would be something I definitely want to see, especially if it's something that they can get verified by Steam. Or whatever their process is.
I mean, if it's going on Steam, right? Like, it's got to be verified if Steam will let it be on there. So,
no.
Well, we all saw what happened with Left 4 Dead. Or not Left 4 Dead. What the hell was it called?
Not Back 4 Blood, right?
Last of Us. That's what it was.
Last of Us.
Okay. It's on Steam doesn't mean it's immediately certified for the Steam Deck. That comes from the developer who optimizes it for the Steam Deck. It can be playable on the Steam Deck.
And I mean, I would think that they would do that something just to be able to get that out there. And I feel like for the exposure that would give it, that would be insane. Especially since you could actually have a Steam Deck as your main portable console at this point. Thanks for calling me out.
What? What? Call you out? What?
Sorry, I thought that was intended for me, but
no.
I really, instead of having to go through different channels and while it's cool and all, you can get a Raspberry Pi to run RetroArch or something like that, or do something like that. I think it would be really cool to have an officially licensed console that could play this stuff and play it efficiently and have it endorsed by Steam.
Right.
I think that would be really huge for this, because I'm really big on that preservation and being able to remember where people come from.
I can honestly chime in, and the Rob and me dynamic aside, I completely agree, because I've actually had Rob help me out with a few things and a few projects that I have coming up on my own personal shit that I'm going to be going through. And I personally view emulation as a way of remembering games and, maybe systems but mostly games developers that maybe got overlooked, that had a touch in an aspect to them that should continue to shine, but it's impossible now. You have to either have the game or spend thousands of dollars on a copy of the game, and then you need to have a system that plays it. Fuck that. I like the preservation of the memory, and Rob has been a huge help for me to get that going.
I got them Jesus fingers.
You do. Oh, trust. Oh, that's what I hear every time Rob tells me he's got Jesus fingers. Every time, that's my reaction. But yeah, no, I agree. The preservation of older games is something that needs to be able to be accessible to the normal person, right? So I think Dolphin coming to Steam would be great for somebody who maybe never got the opportunity to experience some of those older games. Is younger people in general, right? People that were born recently, or in the past several years, that never got the chance to buy those consoles or have those original games.
I'll flick through comments on YouTube and Twitter and whatnot, and I'll see people commenting on games, even for something like Metroid Prime, and be talking about it like it's a fresh new experience for them. It's it kind of hurts a little bit, because it's wow, we really got all these good games, but some of these guys coming up, or these new generations coming up, just did not get to experience what we got when developers, and some developers still are, don't get me wrong, but when developers were really just, man, they actually cared. And they wanted to put out a quality product, and being able to, I want Dolphin to do well with this decision and see this come about really well, so that it encourages other emulators and their developers to kind of push for this kind of thing too, because with this hobby itself, the whole reason we all got into this is because we had access to being able to play such bangers growing up, and having that accessibility to be able to deal with what we're dealing with now, but still being able to touch the classics and in an easy and accessible way, I think is going to be huge for this.
I agree, 100%. I agree.
How does it cost to repair like a GameCube? Because at some point, right, retro console is going to be.
It's going to depend on what It's going to depend entirely on the cost of the part and perchance what the labor rate usually is. Sorry, that's my
For
medication.
fuck's sake, Rob!
It's your barbecue sauce alarm. You got to chug your
It's my
barbecue sauce.
Good a time as any. But no, that's for my medication. But usually when it comes to console repairs, it's going to depend on what the part's going to cost and the labor rate that's going to go into it. It will usually depend, unless you're doing that yourself. And honestly, for the average Joe that doesn't really deal with repairs, I wouldn't recommend it. Some of these older consoles, like the Wii in particular, they can be a catty bitch to fix.
Yeah. So like, yeah, that's my point being is that like, it's gonna get expensive to preserve these old consoles that you've, possibly held on all these years to play your retro games when you can just have emulation. Itchy nose. Yeah. So like, I think it's great. I think what they said about how like why they're doing what they're doing in terms of not presenting games. I think that also just would have led them into lawsuits of like trying to sell, or even if it was free, someone else's game. But this makes more sense. Like, okay, we're going to give you the emulator. You just have to provide the game legally. I think that was like the best possible route to go with. So this is going to be great.
Yeah.
What? Someone say something? Hello?
No, I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah, like I'm super excited to see.
I know it's a rare occurrence that you had to take a second to understand, but yeah, he was agreeing with you.
Oof.
Like, I just don't like you guys,
Why do we do this? This really is the last episode. 200. It was a good run, guys.
This is where it all falls apart.
Never see me again. This is the last 4-way. It'll be 3 from now on.
Well, there's been some chat. I don't know. No, but yeah. So I'm pretty excited about this. I hope it works out well. I hope Dolphin doesn't get into any issues.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good for this kind of thing.
Sure.
I'm absolutely pulling for it.
God, please give us one good.
I am too. I
doesn't Dolphin have like online capabilities?
Why don't I find out?
Yeah, that's how we were going to play
I
Mario.
think it's certain games, right? Like,
right? Yeah, no, you're right. We kind of did too.
I think it's certain games, though.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, we got it to work too. Yes. Then we'll finally be able to play Double Dash. Have a Double Dash tournament. Mario Super Sluggers, even though it only supports 2 people for some dumb reason.
Yeah, you can like start net play sessions and browse net play sessions. So yeah, that's perfectly doable. We can finally get that Kirby Air Ride night going.
Yeah, I never played it. So the game that only needs 2 buttons, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah,
it's such a game. Such a game.
But yeah, circling back, I do agree that Dolphin coming to Steam would be a great prospect, because I love the idea of people who didn't get the chance to play them up front, having that accessibility of some of the emulated games and stuff, and yeah, having the multiplayer aspect would be great. It almost feels like there's a gatekeeping when it comes to gaming, and that's set by the developers themselves, right? Like, you want to know what good games are, but yet you can't play them.
I was going to say more the publisher, right? I like Nintendo and stuff like that.
Publisher, yes. I'm sorry, not. Yeah, publisher, yes. The publisher dictates what is and what isn't okay, and sometimes that's counterproductive to trying to build a bigger fan base. Like, we're in fucking 2023, dog. Like, you need to be able to have people who were born in 2005, 2006 access some of those earlier titles that made your fucking franchise blossom, grow, and is now a goddamn garden.
Yeah, like Luigi's Mansion.
But if you're not going to provide it, you should not disable somebody who is willing to provide that for free to provide you with future prosperity. That's all I'm saying. Like,
that was beautiful.
I try. I try my best.
Uh,
Speaking of, real quick, I know we are way late. Speaking of future prosperity and everything,
it's the 2000. 2000. Wow, I can't wait for 2000. This is going to get even more horrible. No, this is the 200th episode. Send it.
Yeah, 200th episode. Goons Games Gear. Like, subscribe. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Rumble. No, we're not ending. I'm just throwing out all your shit for you. I'm ending all your shit for you. No, do not end that button. Do not. I have a serious thing that I need to bring up. So, me as an individual, I love to try and my love language is purchasing gifts, right? And I want to purchase nice gifts for my friends. And recently I was looking online and I found some shit and I was thinking about you, Rob. And I wanted to buy it for you, but I wanted to confirm ahead of time. And I figured live is the best way to do it. You said that your favorite Doom was the first one, right? Like Doom 1993, the original Doom.
I go with Doom 2, but absolutely. Just
Doom
both
3
Doom 2.
Okay.
I'll kill you.
So no. So here's the thing, right? Like, I'm trying to be real here, fucking head goon. Like, come on, man.
Oh my god, you're gonna propose? Oh my god, yes! Ah!
Yeah. I found this. I found this thing, and I was like, you know what? Rob loves. But here's the problem, right? I had thought you said the original Doom. So I was looking at it and I'm like, I can't quite afford it yet. And that's generally my problem. I found a fucking statue for Derek. I can point at this one easily. That I wanted to buy for him, but it was fucking $500. And I found an item online when I was browsing because I was thinking of my friends and I do this periodically. And I found something for you and I wanted to buy it, but I just couldn't.
But you bought an engagement ring instead.
Almost. I added it.
Don't worry.
Rob, I added it to cart and I was going to save it for the next time I see you in person. And then I had a question about which Doom was your favorite. And that's why I asked. And I'm glad I asked because you said Doom 2 is probably your favorite. And I thought it was the original, so obviously,
I love them together, honestly.
But obviously, I looked into the original, the better, the all-time greatest Doom, which was Wolfenstein, and then I started questioning why did they ever come out with Doom and Doom 2 when they could have just ran with the Wolfenstein line?
Well, they did.
So I bought you a. Wolfenstein is the greatest game ever. Fuck Doom. It's the ginger bastard child poster. So that'll be on your way soon. But yeah, I just wanted your thoughts on that, Rob. Okay. Because I mean, if you really think about it, all of the Wolfenstein like new adaptations. I mean, I love Doom. But why are we calling it Doom and not Wolfenstein? So, isn't Wolfenstein the better game? It is the original.
It's a functionally different character. It's
that Bokoblin?
A nameless guy that's literally a descendant of William Joseph Blazkowicz. But, you know.
B.J. Blazkowicz, baby. Original? What is the Doom guy's name?
His full name is William Joseph Blazkowicz, if you're talking about Wolfenstein. Yeah. Doom, there's been a few
Doom
different
was like,
names
you know
what?
It's
never a consistent thing.
No, Doom said, you know what? We need a second-hand child that we can just throw away and let this Wolfenstein franchise fucking blossom and prosper. So we've got B.J. Blazkowicz and his entire line versus Doom guy. And you know what? I think Wolfenstein I like Doom. I like playing Doom.
So.
Wolfenstein is better than Doom. That's all I'm saying. Wolfenstein is better than Doom, Rob.
Really, my question here is, how come both Derek and Rob get considered for gifts, but I, who invite you to the podcast, get literally no consideration?
Your signed limited edition vinyl, signed by Damon Draymond from Disturbed's first album, which you can't get anymore, is on its way in the mail. So shut the fuck up and let me and Rob have this. Rob, Wolfenstein is better than Doom.
Okay. Is that true, Rob?
I put them on equal footing, but whatever.
Rob.
No, Wolfenstein is better than Doom. Doom never should have been created. It should have always been Wolfenstein.
And you're a piece of shit that doesn't know his head from his own ass.
That's
How
all
about
you got,
that,
Rob? That's all you got, Rob?
What? You already got me riled up earlier. I'm kind of spent, bro. Like, dude, I'm too tired. Like, take 2 of these and call me in the morning. Like, unless you got... Listen, man, unless the next words out of your mouth, right? The next words out of your mouth are Robert Anthony Selko. For years, you have stood faithfully by my side through sickness and through health. Will you please do me the honor of plugging my asshole and pounding until the cows come home?
Robert Anthony Selko, the love of my life.
You didn't even say my last name. Nope. Nope.
I think we can end it there.
I said
Selko.
Guys, this was the 200th
Yep,
episode.
that's it.
Thanks for watching.
You know what? No.
Comment,
you know what?
subscribe.
I wish I was the person making your
say your outro.
I wish I was the person making your Dale's Market chicken, so I could have peed in it.
Follow us everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'm gonna make a MySpace soon. You can follow my top 5 songs. Spoiler alert: they're all depressing. Rate us everywhere: 5 stars. iTunes, Apple Podcasts, they're the same thing. Spotify, Google Podcasts. Comment down below your favorite color. Nobody does it. I don't know why. Just tell me your favorite color. It's not that hard.
Black and fucking purple.
He knows.
You didn't comment it.
I nailed it like 3 times this whole entire.
Oh, join the Discord. Come hang out with us.
Yes.
This is what we talk about. Just nonsense the whole time.
Hit me up on Twitter at Dead Dondus.
At Dead Dondus. George doesn't have a Twitter.
I don't have a Twitter. Possibly upcoming at Edgy Two Swords. We don't know. I don't know. I'm old.
That's about 3 seconds. Say something.